Assalamu alaikum dear students. Welcome all of you to this another video of English class. As you all know that we were doing our lesson number 26, water in the well, that is on page number 63, and we did the first page of the lesson. So in the first page we saw that Qasim and Ahmad were two neighboring farmers. They had their farms adjacent to each other, and there was a well which was in Ahmad's farm, whose water Qasim needed for his farm. So he was going again and again to seek permission from Ahmad to use the water from the well. So Ahmad gave him an idea that instead of coming again and again to ask for the water, why don't you buy it from me? So for that, Qasim gave all his savings, all the money he had to Ahmad and bought the well. And on the next day, when Qasim came to use the water from the well, Ahmad stopped him and told him that I only sold you the well, not the water inside the well. So for that, you will have to pay me more so that you can use the water. So this is where the dispute began. So Qasim took this argument and dispute to the local judge, whom we call a Qazi, and then the Qazi calls Ahmad so that they can settle the dispute. They can settle the argument. Okay. So coming to the next page, page number 64. I see that you are right. What have you sold is the well. The water is all yours. Isn't that so? Qasim's heart sank when he heard the Qazi's word. Ahmad, in his heart of hearts, was overjoyed. He had never thought the Qazi would side with him. My lord, I am so grateful you understand the fine points of this case. The water does indeed belong to me. In that case, Ahmad, why are you keeping it in Qasim's well? You have no right to keep your belongings in his property. You must remove them immediately, or else you can pay a daily rent to Qasim. Then he will allow you to use his well. Okay. So what happened? When they went to the Qazi, Qazi heard both the sides, and it was time for Qazi to make a decision. So he told Ahmad, what he told to Ahmad, I see that the well belongs to you, okay? Isn't that so? So hearing this thing itself, Qasim's heart sank. It means he became sad or disappointed when he heard the Qazi's words. Okay. And at the same time, Ahmad in his hearts of hearts, that is deep inside his heart, in his subconscious, he was very happy. He was overjoyed to see that the judge, the Qazi, had sided with him. And then he told to the Qazi, that is Ahmad told to the Qazi in this paragraph, my lord, I am so grateful you understand the fine points of this case. The water does indeed belong to me. Okay. So the Qazi first took this agreement of this statement from Ahmad that he sold the well to Qasim, but the water now, that is water still belongs to Ahmad, that is inside the well. Then the Qazi says, in that case, Ahmad, why are you keeping it in Qasim's well? You have no right to keep your belongings in his property. You must remove them immediately, or else you can pay a daily rent to Qasim. Then he will allow you to use his well. So see, now the argument totally turned in favor of Qasim. The Qazi told Ahmad that, of course you sold the well to Qasim, but the water still belongs to you, and you are keeping your property in Qasim's well. So either you must empty it or you should pay a rent on daily basis for the water that is in Qasim's well, because the water still belongs to you. So at this point, Ahmad was so confused that he did not know what to say. All the people present in the court began to laugh. Okay, as I said before, that Ahmad was trying to play smart, but the Qazi was smarter than Ahmad. Okay, he somehow won the argument in favor of Qasim. So Ahmad was helpless. He was so confused that he did not know what to say, and all the people who were present in the court, they began to laugh. And in the final paragraph, but Qasim was a generous man. But Qasim was a generous man. He never troubled Ahmad for the rent that was due from him. So what happened? Qasim was a generous man. He was an honest man. So he never troubled Ahmad for the rent that was due from him. Okay, he was a generous man. He was an honest man, as we saw in the starting of the lesson. So like Ahmad, he was not that cunning and shrewd, okay, and greedy. So he let Ahmad go without taking any rent from him. Okay, that's the end of the lesson. Now, before doing question number 1 and 2, I'll take you to question number 3 directly, because this is connected to the thing that we studied earlier, that is idioms. So question number 3 is, find the meaning of the following phrases and use them in your sentences. So the first one is again and again, second one is thought over, third one is in his mind's eye, fourth one is in store for, fifth one is in his or her heart sank, and the sixth one is heart of hearts. So what we have to do is, we have to write the meaning of these phrases and use them in sentences. So I'll just show you the meanings as well as the examples. So the first one was again and again. Okay. So it means repeatedly. And the example is, Affan was disturbing the class again and again. Okay. So here, again and again is used in the sentence. That is what the question is asking. Now the second is thought over, which means to think about something carefully. So I'll just give the example. Mantasha thought over her mistakes made in the English exam. Okay. Just a second. Okay. Now, number 3, in his mind's eye. That is, it means in imagination. So the example is, Rahil saw in his mind's eye that he stood first in class. That is, Rahil imagined that he stood first in class. Okay. The fourth one is in store for, which means planned or likely to happen. Okay. That is in a surprising way. So to understand this, just look at the example. The students do not know what is in store for them once the school reopens. That is, the students do not know what is planned for them or what is likely to happen once the school reopens. Okay, do you know what is going to happen when you come to school, when the school reopens, whether there will be exams or whether there will be regular schools? So you don't know anything about that. So the meaning of in store for is planned or likely to happen, or you can say it as a surprise. The students do not know what is in store for them once the school reopens. Now, number 5, his or her heart sank, which means became sad or disappointed. Okay. Now, the example is, Aisha's heart sank when she learned that she failed the English test. So sad. Now, I don't know which Aisha is this, whether this is Aisha Uruj or Aisha Fatima. That is for you to decide. Okay, who failed the English test? Okay. So now the sixth one is heart of hearts, which means deep inside your heart or conscience. Okay, inner voice. So the example is, Shuref knew in his heart of hearts that he was perfect to be the class monitor. Okay, deep down somewhere in his heart, Shuref knew that he was perfect to be the class monitor. That is what it means. Okay. Now, once again, I'll show you these phrases and their meanings as well as the examples. What you have to do is take the screenshots and write this thing in your homework book. Okay. So hurry up, take the screenshot. Now take the screenshot of this thing. And after this thing, take this 5 and 6. So your homework is write this one time in your homework books, in your rough books. Then in the next video, we will all again start from the meanings and the question and answers of this lesson. Okay. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.